where all the action is, right here at Bronco Planet.
Hey, this is Jack Del Rio, and you're watching Bronco Planet.
This is Dennis Smith, and you're watching Bronco Planet.
It's Vance Johnson, and you're watching Bronco Planet.
This is Demarius Thomas, and you're watching Bronco Planet.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Tony.
You're watching
Bronco Planet.
Well, hey there, folks. Once again, it's Shad and Danny for our last installment of Bronco Planet for this 2012-2013 season. Shad, it's been a week. We've had a little time to process. Where's your head?
I'm getting there. Mm-hmm. There's still a few cobwebs that my therapist has said to keep working. I keep talking about it, so I'm over most of it.
Okay. What aren't you over, Shad?
Well, let me tell you what I'm over first.
Okay.
All right. What I am over is, hey, players are going to make mistakes. Sometimes, Raheem Moore making an epic mistake.
Bad day at the office type of thing?
Most of the All-Pros not playing at All-Pro level. So, you know what? It was cold. Yes, you're paid the big bucks, you got to deliver. I'm over that part of it. What I'm still not over the hump on is the coaching from John Fox. I just can't get there.
You know something, Shad? For over a week now since this debacle took place, there's been a lot of folks out there calling John Fox and saying, hey, buddy, you need a testicular enhancement procedure done. When you kind of take a step back after you've exhaled everything that just happened, you kind of understand what he was going through. It's like, okay, these guys are shell-shocked, blah, 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 blah. But when you look at the bigger picture on that, it was almost like, what other coach would have done that?
Yeah.
You've got a great leg in Matt Prater. 30 yards, 40 yards away, a couple of quick outs. So you had the timeouts to work with. Why not go for it?
Yeah, I think he's a stat guy. He looks there. We've heard all week long about the 97% probability. I've got a stat for you. How about Peyton Manning completes 70% of his passes? Here's another number for you, 18. As in $18 million we paid this guy. Now, I heard it Shannon Sharp, one of our favorite Broncos of all time, talking about this just yesterday on The Fan with D-Mac and Alfred, and he's saying the same thing. He's saying, like, hey, think for a moment where John Fox came from, right? So when Mike Shanahan was a coach, he went for those type plays, and he put the ball in John Elway's hands because he had Steve Young, he had Joe Montana, he had John Elway. Now, Fox has had Jake Delhomme, he's had Tim Tebow, Kyle Orton. So I understand at that point, but you got to, sooner or later, John, you got to come along. And not only do I think you didn't take a chance, you were not bold, and I think Mike Shanahan's most likely going to the Hall of Fame. Bill Walsh going to the Hall of Fame. Coaches that play not to lose, they're not going very far, John.
Well, hindsight always is 20/20, and we've had well over a week now to decipher all this. But that seems to be the big bungle of the week. Obviously, we had a lot of guys that did have a bad day at the office. Matt Prater not kicking the turf instead of the ball. The game was over. We had so many times and opportunities to win this game and didn't. And exactly right. We found a way to lose. And that was nurtured by, I feel, our coaching staff as well. And a lot has happened along. This is something, if you dig into the annals of Bronco Planet, and even go back a couple of years, which you can go to YouTube and certainly,
Google.
You can find these kinds of stuff. You would see these same two guys, trying to railroad Mike McCoy. Obviously, a guy like Peyton Manning is going to come in here and make him look good. His name was kind of tossed around early for a head coaching job. Then it cooled off, and then all of a sudden, bam, he's gone to the Chargers. And all of a sudden, we're without an offensive coordinator, Shad.
Yeah, that's okay with me. I haven't been a big fan of McCoy's. I had no ill wishes for him.
Right.
But you know what? I had enough of McCoy. And this lets me figure out.
Was it the predictability?
Is it McCoy? Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
It was it McCoy? Is it Fox? Who's really the gutless wonder on the team? That's what I'm trying to peel the onion back and get to. One last thing. I got to say, I'm watching last night's family night. I got all the kids around. We're watching Miracle, the great hockey story. And you talk about the grit, the go-get-'em attitude. And
Never
then I think, I think about that. I think about all those poundings we took from the 49ers over the years, the pounding we took from the Patriots last year. And I say, hey, I want to be on a team like that someday.
Right.
And it seems like we may not be able to be on a team like that. We've got no Miracle with John Fox.
Okay.
I can't get over it. But there has been some coaching changes.
This is still pretty new.
Yes.
This is still pretty new. Now, when we start talking about our coaching changes, obviously offensive coordinator and a guy with Peyton Manning. A lot of you say, why do we even need one?
Yes.
We tend to agree, but even Tiger Woods has a swing coach. You
Yes.
know, all top athletes have some kind of coach.
He had a swinger coach too, apparently.
Yeah,
We found out
but
afterwards.
you get the point. And with everything that was going on out there, things were kind of pointing towards a guy like Ken Wisenhunt, who has a Super Bowl ring with the Steelers as an offensive coordinator. He's another guy now with head coaching experience, just like Jack Del Rio. You kind of want that leadership, and it didn't come together. Broncos stay within the organization with a guy like Adam Gase. What do you think?
I think it's okay. I think with Peyton Manning as your quarterback,
who's teaching who here?
Yeah,
Shep?
well, we know who's teaching who. I mean,
Right.
Peyton Manning's running the show. I think it's okay. I think he deserves a shot. I like that you keep that chemistry going. I mean, we're not going to throw it all out with the baby
Right.
in the bathwater. What we did have was a top 5 rated offense. We had a top 5 rated defense. We were a pretty good team. We had a bad game.
Right.
We had a bad game in the cold, and when things got tight, we went in fetal position. Everybody did,
Right.
and exactly.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
if you work on anything, Peyton Manning's not going to learn anything new from Adam. But in the offseason, I hope we get a little swagger. I hope we get a little bit of that Patriots. I want to stick it to you. I'm going to score 6 touchdowns and rub your face in the dirt. That's what I hope we get in the offseason. And sometimes we learned this after the Jacksonville disappointment in the past. We
Yeah,
came
back
back
in
and
the
won
90s.
back-to-back Super Bowls.
Right.
We needed our face in the mud. It didn't feel good, but now I'm okay with that.
Now, speaking of face in the mud, and quarterbacks and coaching for, our very own Peyton Manning, all of a sudden, Adam Gase is no longer our quarterbacks coach, and we need a quarterback coach. And this was kind of a head scratcher when you first see it. You're like, what? Why would we bring somebody in the organization from the Raiders, 1, 2, deposed? Obviously he couldn't make it happen. Of course it is. I mean, it's the Raiders organization. They've got their own set of problems, but you peel back the proverbial onion like you talked about. This guy's got some credentials.
Yeah, no, for sure. Greg Knapp, I believe is his name, worked with guys like Steve Young in the past,
Pretty good
Michael Vick, Matt Schwab. So he's worked with some good quarterbacks. And I think finally the Broncos said, hey, I'm tired of everybody taking people in the AFC West from our team. Maybe we get a little inside information. And there can't be a guy any happier than the NFL than this guy to go from that Tommy Boy owner, Al Davis's son, to go over to Pat Bowlen, who we all know is without a doubt the best owner in all of professional sports. So I'm okay with those offseason moves, and we also booted with somebody had to be blamed for Champ Bailey's bad day. Lord forbid we say anything bad about Champ and Raheem Moore's epic blunder. So defensive back coaches, goodbye.
The one thing that I love about this man is his commitment is full. Okay, his commitment is unwavering, and you're absolutely right. There had to be a piper paid, and we now have a new defensive back coach as well. And it's all the talk, all the yap. Now that all this is behind us, the draft is on our mind. What does Denver need? What should we bring in? What should we pay attention to? Do you move a guy like Champ Bailey over to safety? Does Champ want to move over to safety?
Yeah.
No secret. We've got some pretty good corners, but we still need help in the secondary. Champ's legs are going to be another year older, granted. The guy still brings his A game. He did have a bad day. Raheem Moore, I think, still is a project, still needs obviously some good coaching. A guy like Quentin Carter is still in the wings. A guy like David Bruton, awesome on special teams. We don't see much of him. He is supposedly a safety. We don't see a whole heck of a lot of him. But from a draft needs standpoint, and we talked a little bit about this through social media, but for me, it's middle linebacker 1, safeties 2, offensive lineman 3.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree with all of those. And maybe another bigger back, and maybe you get that through free agency. But without a doubt, Brookings getting very, very old quick. We got a lot of Broncos that got that expiration date. It's moving a lot closer. We're right where the milk is at the top
milk is
shelf.
starting to curdle. But something, a quick courtesy clap to Keith Brooking. Something, he comes in, doesn't know the system, learns the system. Joe Mays goes down. I think he did a pretty admirable job this year.
Yeah, and who knows, maybe Mays bounces back and comes back from that injury. He's all right. But yeah, without a doubt, middle linebacker, some combination of either safety or cornerback, depending on what Champ wants to do, what the Broncos' direction is there. I just think it's a lot harder to find a great cornerback. So if they're available, and where the Broncos are falling in that first round, looks like there could be a few. Although Alex Ogletree is one of the best middle linebackers in the draft. Should be available about when the Broncos are picking. So,
and his girlfriend is real.
Yes.
Yep, absolutely. So, and obviously
it's
little
time
more
for us
depth.
to come clean about a few of our
I've had a few
girlfriends
fake
that
ones.
passed
Sure.
away over
Yeah,
the
not a
years.
problem. But obviously, with Chris Cooper getting hurt, that was a big, sore spot. So obviously, we're looking
And
at
Ramirez wasn't the answer
right,
as a
and,
backup.
and some depth at the O-line position is definitely a must as well. Maybe we get lucky and get a big time bruiser as a running back, somebody that does actually weigh over 180 pounds. Would be nice.
Yes.
Willis McGahee, obviously, he'll be back. He'll be strong. Question mark on Noshawn, probably a question mark on DJ Williams. Will they return as Broncos? The Broncos are on the bill, or on the hook rather, with DJ for quite a few dollars.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I thought DJ came back and was kind of forgettable. I don't think there was any play that I can think of since he came back that was like, wow, he's got fresh legs. It's good to have DJ back. I thought he was a matter of fact. And so I'm with you. Middle linebacker, safety, offensive line.
But
great minds think alike.
Step up player of the year, I think, though, for the Broncos this year, Shad, has got to be Wesley Woodyard.
Wesley Woodyard,
Yep,
tremendous, great number of tackles, sacks, you name it. That's probably the most underrated linebacker in all the NFL.
Yep.
Love Wesley Woodyard. Our guy from Eaton, Colorado, had an absolutely great year.
Yeah.
Unrein, I think
Unrein.
a lot of people weren't talking about
Who's this
him.
butterball?
Yes, and Derek Wolfe
Yeah.
came a long way, probably the shining star of that draft class that we had.
Right.
And so things are starting to come together a little bit. I'm ready for a little off season, but we're going to have some cool things coming up. So let me tell you real quick about one of our special guests. On Super Bowl Sunday, we had to have something Bronco.
Sure.
Since we're not going to be at the party, we got to create our own.
Right.
So we were able to sit down with the lovely wife of the Barrel Man, Becky, and her daughter, Melissa, and they're going to tell us some stories about the Barrel Man, so you can catch that. And I'm just going to give you just a little teaser. Let me give you a little 10-second vignette, if you will, of what you're going to see on Super Bowl Sunday. You're going to love it, Bronco fans.
The show just went French.
Here's Tim enjoying a nice barbecue sandwich and a beer, getting ready to walk into the stadium. And he feels a hand on his shoulder. And the hand says, "My God, it is Skin." And he turned around, and there's Pat Summerall.
Wow.
Now, what are the odds of that
Yeah.
happening? Because he's walking in, and he sees Tim. He says, "This is fan appreciation game." At that time, he said, "I want the cameras to follow him around. Do not lose track of this guy." So a star was born.
Make sure you check that out, coming out tomorrow. Really cool piece. Gosh, no one misses the Barrel Man like us too. And speaking of Barrel Man and ribs, which have no connection, but we're going to make it here for you. Last Sunday was what, Chad? It was cold.
It was freezing.
Holy-
As Colorado would have it, here we are sitting today at 56 degrees, and it was 6 degrees
Yep.
when we were walking around
Yep.
the parking lot, absolutely freezing, and lo and behold, we find a miracle.
We found the Messiah, and his name is Rob Wynn with Smoking Hot Barbecue. There's always so much good tailgating around, around game time stuff, and we're walking around doing our thing like we always do, and the brakes hit. Where's Shad? I look over my shoulder. Yeah, this guy's taking down a rib like it's his last supper. Do we have a clip of that?
Yeah, well, I might as well show
Yeah,
it.
let's show it.
Is this good? Everybody's been stopping us all the way to the stadium saying, you got to stop and try this. Oh, man. Oh, it looks good. Oh, hey. That's brilliant. Oh. This may be the best rib I've ever had. Really.
Yeah, they're good, huh?
So how long you been doing this? Tell me a little bit about this.
I've been a backyard smoker forever, and decided I needed to have something bigger so I could do stuff like this. And I've been perfecting my recipes and cooking methods, and I built this King Kong smoker to do that with, and they come out okay.
Oh, yeah, I guess so, man. So you come to all the Bronco games?
This is the first time I've been here for the Bronco games. I just got this thing done.
Oh, I'm serious. This is incredible, folks. So Rob was Smoking Hot Barbecue. Hey, how can people find you?
You can find us on the web at smokinghotbarbecue.com. You can like us on Facebook at Smoking Hot Barbecue. And you can find us on Twitter, same way. So,
Well, hey, I'm going to stay here and eat some more ribs. Danny, we got ribs. Come on, buddy. Man.
It's one of the perils of being the cameraman. I got less ribs. We're still trying to work that out. But hey, if you guys want some great barbecue, this is your guy. Check out the website below. And Rob, Wynn, thank you. That was some. You got to try his ribs.
And now here's what I knew was going to be great. When you see the guys from Wellington, I mean, those in Colorado, I mean, you're out there right in the heart of farm country. They got some cattle out there.
Some piggies.
He has got all the good stuff out there. And I'm telling you, on a cold day, there's nothing that could have tasted better than that rib.
And possibly one of the most unique looking smokers that he had in tow. Check out his website again. Awesome. And thank you. We certainly look forward to you next year. And we'll do some more pandering, obviously, for free ribs. So, Chad, where does this
well, it leaves us, we're doing a couple breakaways, but we might as well keep it going. We haven't called on our good friend that's been with us all season long. You know what time it is, Danny.
It's the prize monkey time.
Prize monkey! That monkey's funky!
You know, it's befitting for our last prize monkey of the year, Shad, that we give away some more swag. Name another Broncos show out there that gives away as much junk as we do. That's right. You'll find a big goose egg. Shad, what do we got this week?
Well, here's what we got. Oh, I'm so excited about this. All you have to do, folks, is go to Bronco Planet at yahoo.com and tell us your favorite moment of the 2012 into the 2013 season. What was it that made you feel the best? What you were most excited about?
Sure.
And we will draw it out. We got a Peyton Manning pennant here.
You know,
for your enjoyment.
You just don't see pennants anymore. You know, it's old school.
It nowadays. All they want is video games.
Exactly. We also got something to look through. And if you unfurl it, a very nice little poster, Peyton Manning, Eric Decker, Demaryius Thomas. Very, very cool stuff. So make sure you go to where?
Where? Bronco Planet at yahoo.com.
That'd be awesome.
That's all you got to do. So I don't know, Dan. Let's try and wrap it up. We can't talk too long because I want to show the folks a little video vignette of our season.
Okay.
Right? We're going to show a little highlights of the Bronco Planet 2012. So parting thoughts. What do you think, buddy?
I'm going to keep it real short. Go Broncos and screw Tom Brady. Chad?
Well, I'll keep it a little bit longer than that. Hey. Nobody knew coming in that we'd have a top 5 offense, number 2 ranked defense in the NFL, huge strides. We didn't get any further than the second round of the playoffs the previous year. But guess what? I feel very confident about this team, excited about the moves. And John Elway, kudos to you for making a good choice across the board with the coaches you brought in, the players you got in, and good things. Only good things can happen. Fox, get a pair of balls in the offseason, please.
I hear you can find them on Amazon.
See me right out of that sunset on your color TV screen. Out for all that I can get, if you know what I mean. Women to the left of me, and women to the right. Ain't got no gun, ain't got no knife. Don't you start no fight. 'Cause I'm TNT, I'm dynamite. TNT, now win that fight. TNT, I'm a power load. TNT, watch me explode. I'm dirty, mean, mighty and clean.
Broncos.